And the Seattle Seahawks said they knew what was coming.
That's what Devin Witherspoon said. I always wonder, should you say this after you have it? Like, because,
Right.
I mean, they may have it again in the future, and do you want to hold on to that? But Devin Witherspoon was given an interview with SiriusXM NFL Radio, and he said, I knew what was going on. We had a good tell on what they like to do and how they like to play and how they were going to attack us. Coach put us in the best position to win. That's our coach right there. That's why we always stand beside him and always have his back. So he's asked, like, okay, wait, are you saying when you say they had a tell, or are you saying they were tipping plays? And he said, we had a tell on their guards and their tackles, how they like to set. They're going to overset on certain rushes. They're going to fall for certain moves anytime a group of guys get after them. And today I think we did that. So Devin Witherspoon is saying, yeah, we basically were able to just run them into the ground because we saw on tape there were 2 or 3 things that would tip them off.
Happens. Happens in a lot of sports, baseball especially. And, there's been...
I think Gruden said this past week that the Raiders didn't change.
They didn't change their audibles
after he went to Tampa.
Yeah, so it was the same. He knew exactly.
How can that be? How?
Richard didn't change his audibles when they went to Seattle the first time. He took those same ones to him to Seattle, and Seattle worked him over. Now they then went into the playoff game and they used those same hand signals, and they were dummy signals, and it gave them an advantage in the playoff game. But yeah, I don't know, maybe that's to the Schottenheimer point that he told us earlier in the year where it's like, yeah, everybody knows everybody's stuff. So how much does it really help?
But we've seen quarterbacks, right? Quarterbacks will have different stances on running plays versus passing plays. We've seen this throughout history. Ben did it. Was it Milroe? They had some footage of Milroe doing it at Alabama. And if and I think, I guess, why it's coming out now is because, I mean, obviously not everybody's going to stay in Seattle. Someone's going to be a free agent. They're going to bring that to their new team.
Yeah, and maybe.
The word will get out eventually.
It always blows me away when baseball players talk about tipping pitches and how they're able to tell. There's a great video that A-Rod did he was like, here are kind of the 3 most basic ways pitchers will tip pitches. And he said one of them was, he said the way they hold the glove, he said if it's a fastball grip and they're about to throw, he's like, you'll see their forearm tense up while they're holding their glove in front of themselves. And so, like, he said there are all sorts of stuff like that where you just look and go like, all right, his forearm's tensing up, that's a fastball.
Randy Johnson, when he was throwing a fastball, his glove was squeezed. When he was throwing a slider, it was flared. And everyone knew it. Everyone in the entire sport knew it. And Randy had no idea. And Eduardo Perez told him one time, how'd you know? You don't know what you're doing?
Way to go,
you don't know that you're tipping pitches? And this was after his career was over. But Randy had no idea.
More Hall of Fame fallout after Belichick and Kraft were snubbed. The Hall is considering changes, including reducing the size of the 50-person committee, changing the makeup of membership to include more non-media members, such as historians and former general managers, reducing the number of modern-era player finalists, and making the votes public. Also, the committee would return to in-person voting after going to virtual after COVID. Now, these are possible changes for Shereen Williams and company.
The in-person voting is a must, and they got to film it too. We got to video it. But I mean, everything.
Why do you think it's a must?
Because Choppy doesn't want these mail-in ballots.
That's right. Because you
can get checked with an argument more in person.
I believe so. It's very podium-y when you're on Zoom.
Yeah.
As opposed to just like a back and forth, parliament style fight that you would see in British Parliament from 1730. Those are the kind of fights you're really looking for. But yeah, also that and the change of the voting. I don't want to go crazy with changes because of one vote. They just changed it up a couple of years ago.
Which they're saying is the problem.
Yeah, so the problem is...
Because why have we never talked about this before? That people ran out of slots,
Yeah, the real
if you're a first ballot, you've always, a no-doubt first ballot. We've never had this discussion before about a no-doubter.
Yeah, the real problem...
Unless people are lying and saying it's not just the process.
Yeah, the real problem, the way I read about it and heard people talk about it is, on this committee that left out Bill, all right, that was the sort of the senior committee, which does old players like L.C. Greenwood and Roger Craig and Ken Anderson. And it also does the contributors. And you have you have 5 people that make the finals and 3 max spots. Well, you're always going to give the former player the boost over the contributor. That's the way the voters kind of look at it, right? And so if they're kind of even, they kind of just give it to the player over the contributor. And you shouldn't be judging coaches and players as the same. You should have separate ballots for them.
If they threw the Hall of Fame debates on NFL Network, I would probably sit there all day and watch it.
Yeah.
And I would be time-stamping stuff and have all this different audio that I want to pull. But here's the other thing. We need to, this is the big push right now. Got to get these writers out of here. Got to get these sports writers out of here. We need people who have played and worked in the game. Who are the 2 most prominent examples so far of people we think obstructed Belichick? Polian and Dungy.
Yeah.
They were in the game. They're more petty. They're like I feel if you make this more players, you're going to get way more vendettas if people go like, I hated that guy.
Tell it to Randy Moss on ESPN.
But one thing about not electing Robert Kraft, not electing Bill Belichick, the one thing that I would talk to all the voters going forward, I know it's going to ruffle some feathers, but I really believe as a football player, if you didn't play it, if you didn't coach it, you shouldn't have a vote. I don't care who you are, and I don't care how you feel about it. But like I said, I don't want to take no shine away from the guys elected today, and that's it for me.
Dungy played. This is also where AI is phenomenal in a bar argument. Because I just went to Old Grok, and I said, give me the names of the players or coaches who were against Deflategate and Spygate. Because if you judge by San Fran, all these liars are sitting here pretending like they didn't say one negative thing. Then Urlacher goes, and Urlacher was cool with him. I'm not calling him a liar. But Urlacher's like, yeah, I did have a problem with that one. But, hey, you want them all after and around it. I was like, so none of y'all called them cheaters. I don't remember covering that story, and everyone's saying this is a big fat nothing. And you know what? AI pulled up, and then I went and double-checked the article and the references. Don Shula. Pretty big name?
Yep.
Yeah, pretty overrated, pretty big name.
Known for... You think everyone is overrated.
Yeah, known for losing to the Jets in Super Bowl 3 as the coach of the Colts.
All-time winningest coach. Called him Belichick. Called him Belichick. Richard Sherman was against it. Mark Brunell was against the Deflategate, saying Tom had to know. Jerome Bettis, Shannon Sharp. So... that would be my counter back to Randy Moss. But the whole issue of if you didn't play, how do you have the expertise to judge the ultimate greatness? That's a lifelong question, and a lot of people respond with, hey, Randy, have you ever watched the NFL Top 100?
Yeah, the NFL Top 100 is terrible. Players also may get skewed based on who played well against them. So if you're a quarterback and you always had problems with this defensive coordinator, you may view that coordinator as better than the rest of the league does.
Yep. Right, like this era's Cowboys would put every 49ers player in the Hall of Fame.
Right. Like a baseball player, if you couldn't hit this pitcher, you might think they should be in the Hall of Fame.
Right.
But everybody else bats 285 against them.
It's probably not good that I was just looking over the list of voters. How many former players or executives do you think are currently on the 50-person panel?
I think there's 10, right?
Less?
Yeah, it's 4.
For what?
Dungy, Fouts, James Lofton, and then Bill Polian. I mean, you have somebody who worked in the NFL office, but not somebody who worked for one of the teams. Because the at-large voters are like Jason Cole, Lisa Salters, Lindsey Jones. Those are some of the people that are voters there.
I got the odds already for next year's class from Bet Online. Will Belichick be elected to the 27 class?
Absolutely. That's got to be minus 1,000.
Minus 1,000 on the dot, Bob. Good job. 91% likelihood. Will Kraft be elected?
No.
Yeah.
Slight, yes, minus 200. 66, it's not slight, I guess. 66% chance again. And why'd you say no?
Because, again, I think that there's going to be such a focus on Bill, and this is Bill's recognition for it. I think people are going to pass Kraft.
Will Eli get in?
No.
Nope.
83% yes. Minus 500 in Vegas. So, no, if you want to try to bet it, is plus 300. And will the Hall of Fame voting system and procedure change before the next vote?
Yes.
No is minus 300. 25% chance. Hey!
Now you get your buzzer
We
back.
got a buzzer.
We got the wrong buzzer now.
Dip ass.
I also have the first-year eligible players
Okay.
and their percentages. The names are in no particular order. Roethlisberger, Gronk, Adrian Peterson, Richard Sherman, Andrew Whitworth,
God, first four sound like dang near 100% to me.
Cam, Antonio Brown. That's why KNC did the Cam topic yesterday. I was wondering, who's the biggest lock?
Who are the first three? Roethlisberger, who?
Gronk,
Gronk, or
Adrian.
and Sherman. I mean, they're. How are you leaving one out?
Gronk is 96%. Number 2, second biggest lock.
Ben.
No.
No.
Nor should he be over this guy.
Peterson.
Adrian. 94. Adrian Peterson got to make sure he stays out of jail in order to make it to the ceremony. Every other day, I'm seeing Adrian just fighting people at random card games or speeding incidents. How he didn't get in more trouble while playing? Gronk, 96% chance, according to Bet Online. Adrian, 94. Then you have Sherman, Ben.
Wow.
No, not in order.
Oh, okay. I
I want you to guess. Cam, Antonio, Ben, Whitworth, Sherman.
Next would be Ben.
You are correct.
Yeah.
41%. Then we're circumcised Mesquite is here.
Then we're going.
It's a humongous drop after.
Sherman. Yeah.
No.
Whitworth.
Yes. Whitworth 6%. Then Sherman at 4. Antonio Brown 2.4. Cam 2.
So KNC did the is he a Hall of Famer with the least likely candidates.
So yeah, in order.
Ben at 41 feels
High.
That feels low.
low. I would have thought he would have been like I would have thought like 51 because I think he's very borderline.
All right, so you're saying there's a 10% disagreement.
But I mean that's like
You think he's borderline?
not borderline for getting in the first time. He feels like one of those guys they may make wait like 2 times.
Ben versus Rivers.
Ben.
Like maybe make him wait, like you talked about Belichick, make Ben wait 1 year for every allegation he had against him.
There you go. There you go.
So that's for next year's class. Apparently, Maxx Crosby told Tom Brady, I'm never playing for the Raiders again.
Yeah, now we got to be careful here because where this is coming from. It's coming from one Jason La Confirma.
Oh, Tola Oleg said, so I'm sure Moss will be okay with only people who majored in broadcasting doing TV.
Jason La Confirma is reporting, what's his outlet now? Sportsboom.com is the new Jason La Confirma outlet.
Just say his name. You don't have to give it pub.
But he ended up saying that he's quoting an unnamed general manager who says, quote, he told Tom Brady, Maxx Crosby says, he will never play for the Raiders again. That's a fact. He told them he'll retire before he ever plays for them again.
I don't know about that one.
Pulling a Giannis. Public Raider. Public buck. Behind the scenes. I'm cool. You can deal me.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if he said I'll never play. I don't know if I believe that I'll never play for you again.
Well, Myles Garrett also said that.
Yeah.
That's
He'll
looking
play.
for a.
You give him a contract extension, he'll play.
Well, he's got money. He got paid.
One. See that, and that's the part that seems sideways here.
I'm surprised Tom just couldn't sit him down because Max is a more likable Derek Carr in terms of I bleed it, and I'm surprised Tom just couldn't sit him down for one major pep talk.
See, and that's the thing. I believe, like when we're talking about Myles wanted a contract deal. There was leverage there. Like Max is furious about something that happened at the end of the year. Like he felt slighted. So I don't know how easy that is to repair.